because like my literature is really like hard or it's like very long.
Okay. All right. Tomorrow I'm gonna finish all of them. Like I just have to have the test, have the maths test tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll finish all of the last semester examination because I started that not the last week, but 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I started. Doing these tests really quite soon, rather than other people.
Oh,
Yeah, so
like the final test.
yeah, like the final test. Okay, so just let it there, and we'll move to the warm-up question. Tell me the difference between a number of and the number of.
I just know that a number is the verb is like in a noun, plural noun, and the number is in the single noun.
Is that I don't think so. Like the difference between a number of and the number of is its meaning. So a number of means many. So of course, after many, we have to use plural noun, right? So it's the same as a number of. After a number of, we have to use plural noun because it means many. For example, a number of students in the class finished their homework means that many students in the class finished their homework. Or we have gone through a lot of, like we have gone through a number of lessons. So it means that we have gone through a lot of lessons, or we have gone through many lessons. So can you get that?
Yes.
And when it comes to the number of, it simply just means number. For example, the number days in the week is 7, or the number students in the class is 35, or the number of subjects we have to learn at school is 13. Yeah. After that, we also use plural noun as well, but then we plus singular verb. Okay, so can you get that?
Yes.
Because they means number. They just mean number. Yeah. So
I just think the meaning of the two, both of that is like the same. So I think that.
Yeah. Yeah. So now can you distinguish between them?
I think I can.
Yeah, all of them we have to use plural now. Yeah, it's just difference in the meaning. So because of the meaning, so is there is difference in the verb as well. So we just need to remember the meaning there. And if you want to know more about the countable noun, uncountable noun, there is a phrase, an amount of. I think you know that, like a number of and an amount of, they have the same meaning, which is many or much. Like but the difference between them is the now after that, a number of, we have to plus countable noun, like a number of students, a number of lessons. But when it comes to an amount of, like we have to use an amount of time, an amount of money. So can you get that?
Okay.
Yeah. And they have the same meaning, but a number of and the number of have different meanings. Okay. So it's just the warm-up question there. Maybe we'll just let it there and we'll move to part 2 question. All right. Have I given you some connectors there?
You had sent me some in the last lesson.
Yeah. So can you tell me when we start a speech or when you start speaking, what phrases you can add there?
I have to point out the phrases
Yeah.
that I use.
Yeah. Just remember, don't if you don't remember that, you can ask me to provide it again, but don't use the list that you just read that again. Okay. So can you say that? So can you tell me that? So can you tell me which words we use to begin our speech?
In
What? I cannot hear you right now.
I'm start a speech.
What?
I'm now thinking about it.
All right. So maybe I'll provide it again for you. Okay. Like first of all, and to kick off, do you remember that? Do you remember that? Okay, so if you yeah, to kick off, if you want to begin your speech or begin speaking, you can say, for example, first of all, well, to kick off, I want to say that my favorite season is spring, or you can say like that. So, do you understand me?
Okay.
Yeah. And if you want to add
So
some
many things.
information, and if you want to add some information there, like you can say another thing is that, or on top of that. Okay, another thing is that, or on top of that, you just add some information there. It's the same as additionally, in addition, or moreover, or anything else, but we don't use these words. In speaking, we say another thing is that, or on top of that. So can you get that?
Okay.
Yeah. And you when you want to give some example there, you can say, for example, for instance, or take something as example. Yeah. And I think you know that, so I don't have it. And if you want to if you want someone to notice the feature, like you list a lot of features there and you want the examiner or anybody else to notice your characteristic or your feature there, you can say, I go as far as to say that, or hands down. So they are all used to emphasize something. And you can understand is as I'm sure that, is certain that, and however, hence that we can put in the middle of the sentence or in the end of the sentence or in the beginning of the sentence, like winter is my favorite season, hands down, or winter hands down is my favorite season, or hands down, winter is my favorite season. Can you get that?
Okay.
Okay. And when you want to give some, I mean that when you want to give conclusion. Instead of saying in conclusion or to conclude or anything else, we can say all in all, or this one. At the end of the day, or not at the end of the day, people we normally use that in speaking because it's kind of informal. And in conclusion and to conclude, they're all correct, but then it's kind of formal, so we just use them in writing. So I just review it again for you, and then in your speech, I ask you to put some connectors there. Okay. In previous lessons, I let you have 3 minutes to prepare, but now I just let you have 2 minutes. Take your pen and paper there, and now we start. Are you ready?
I hope I'm ready.
Okay, let's start. The time has collapsed, so now you have 2 minutes to answer it. Let's start.
To kick off, I be into Tet holiday best. In that time, the weather is sometimes drizzles, and um, it makes the everything like not being real hot. Sometimes in the early morning it will fog. It fog sometimes. Mm, at this time, I really spend my time at home and doing something that and do something that I can, like sweep the floor, decorate my house, and like sometimes I don't. Sometimes I will go to my neighbor's house or my grandparents' house to mm, to play or like spend my time with them is my favorite time because I can do everything I want. I don't have to like thinking much about everything.
Okay, so let's answer it with me. Actually, I see your speech. You use some connectors there, and I think it's okay. It's good. So answer these questions with me. When the time is
Mm,
when
I
the time is
uh, I'm into that holiday. Like,
like the season or the time of the year, maybe spring or anything else. I think you can say spring. Okay.
okay.
All right.
Uh,
And right. Uh yeah, you can say spring there. Um and then you say that holiday, hands down, or I go as far as to say that like you use the emphasizes structure to emphasize your activity there. I think it's kind of um like it's kind of like probable. Yeah. And uh what what the weather is like at this time?
mm, the where it drizzles sometimes, and in in the early morning is it has fog. We
All right. I will give you a list of. Can you see that in the box chat?
yes.
Yeah. So gusty, blustery, stormy, squally, they are all adjective of storm. I think you can get you know storm Vietnamese, right?
Yes.
Yeah, breeze, I see slight wind. I see you use in the speed, breeze or drizzle, I forgot. But then just let they it means slight wind. Cold, cold, chilly, freezing, below zero. They are all the level of cold. Humid, damp, drizzling, showers pouring, their level of rain. And mild, warm, boiling, scorching, their like the level of hot. And uh, so when it comes to spring, you can say mild, warm, or maybe a little bit cool, or yeah, or drizzle, or anything else. Okay. It's good there. And if you want to add some information, maybe you can give a brief description about outside, maybe uh, the, the 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 leaves or the flowers bloom. You can give some description there, like your view or anything else, because of the drizzle or mild, warm, or anything else. You don't need to wear raincoat or don't need to like suffer from extreme weather like in winter. Don't need to like experience the piercing cold or anything else. You add some information there. Okay. And what you usually do at this time. I can see that you add a lot of information there. So you can describe that holiday, you emphasize that holiday there. And then you give sweep the floor, wear new clothes, children give best wish to adults, and they can in turn receive lucky money or anything else. And uh, do you know the meaning of that? You can add the meaning of that there.
Mm.
Yeah. And what is your favorite time of the year? Answer it for me.
Can you repeat the question?
Like explain why it is your favorite time of the year. Like this one.
Um,
Hmm. What?
it is the time. It is the time of the year that I like best because I can have many like many activities in the Tet holiday. I can uh,
What? Can you say that again for me?
it is the time of the year that I like the best because I can relax in the comfortable weather. I can take part in many activities in the Tet holiday and I can
Enjoy the atmosphere or anything else. You also need to say something about atmosphere or the view or weather or anything else, not only activity and that holiday. Okay. Read
okay,
this word again for me.
comfortable.
Okay, but what did you say in your speaking? You say comfortable, but I have to say comfortable. And yeah, I think it's good. Oh yeah, okay, it's acceptable. And may synonym of relax, I think that I suggested for you a lot there. Yeah, listen for me again, please.
We have relax.
What else?
Let of steam.
Okay, what else?
Let my hair down.
Okay, what else? Yeah, let off steam, let my hair down, recharge the battery, blah blah blah. And I think you can apply it. You can apply it in your speech. Okay, 2 minutes left. Do you want to continue speaking part 3 or you want to off right now?
Actually, I want to ask you about the part 3 because sometimes I don't have much information about it,
Okay.
like how to answer and infrequently and how to like start to answer it.
Okay. Actually, the speaking part 3 is just the same as speaking part 1, but speaking part 1, people normally ask you to answer questions relating to your daily life, like your study. For example, some questions like uh maybe concentration or anything else, but all in all, they all concentrate on yourself. But then when it comes to part three question, they will ask you about your daily life, your maybe the things outside there. For example, this one is weather, and they don't ask about you, they ask about other people. So you just answer the same as speaking part one. Like for example, if I have to say this question, I will give my answer there. Yeah, like I give my answer there. I give the reason between them. Like if you don't have any reason, you list some example there. Like you can compare. Like in summer, blah blah blah. In winter, blah blah blah. And like in summer, we can wear some airy or some breathable clothes, but in winter we have to wear like wool coats, or we have to wear thick coats to keep our self warm, blah blah blah. And if you want to give some example just based on area, give answer, give reason, give example. So now we have to give example. We can give like you can use Vietnamese people as example. Like we are living in tropical climate country, so um, the so what we wear there, you can describe some of them. And when it comes to in a cold place, you can give example of Nordic people or Icelandic people, and like you just give some example there, some brief description there, and then you come to maybe conclusion or no or anything else. It's really similar to speaking part one. Yeah, can you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. Everything we can base on the technique, but then we just adjust some of the reason or some of the information there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I